I'll talk to you a little bit about energy performance certificates and the sort of background to that, really. So it's quite a topical, emotive subject at the moment. It's in the news about the climate change conference that's coming on starting on Sunday, COP26, which is, I didn't actually know this, it stands for the Conference of the Parties. And there's been, this is obviously the 26th one, the first one was in Berlin. The Kyoto one was a biggie in 1997, because that's where they made all these climate change targets, and then all the delegates sort of have to go back to their countries and say, yeah, that this, we've got to reduce CO2 by this much. It doesn't, it doesn't always, it's sometimes a bit conflicted with economic development, because obviously then they've got to sort of tell parts of the economy that they need to slow down and not produce so much CO2. But yeah, and also developing countries weren't signed up to the Kyoto Protocol, so obviously they're ramping up their development and producing a lot of CO2. So it really needs a sort of world approach. But yeah, it's very topical at the moment, and reducing CO2 is going to be a big thing on the agenda for the next COP26 meeting. And the government said it's going to commit 3.9 billion to decarbonise buildings, including 1.8 billion to support tens of thousands of low-income homes to make the transition to net zero while reducing energy bills. So it's also going to invest a lot of money into heat pumps, because at the moment heat pump technology is sort of still emerging. There's not enough trained individuals to install them, and the cost is prohibitively high at the moment, but obviously that's going to start to come down as more and more people are trained to install them. So another way of reducing, well, the main way of reducing energy wastage in the UK was the EPC that was introduced in 2007, part of the Home Information Pack, or HIP. The HIP's since fallen by the wayside, but EPCs have remained ever since. It's now, what, 13, 14 years that EPCs have been around. For a long time, though, it was just a piece of paper that, or a certificate that people didn't really pay much attention to be honest. It was just like, oh, that's what the rating is, or tick that box, the solicitor needs it, job done. It wasn't really until the government started introducing the MEES legislation, which is the Minimum Energy Efficiency Standards for rental properties, that it started to make quite a big difference to people's actions and how they treated their properties, and making them more